Well, we had ourselves an interesting first map that went pretty much straightforwardly into the hands of the guys from Godsent, and they took quick control of the final score of 16-7. Now, moving on to our second map, NRG really need to bring themselves up on the bootstraps and recover, as if not, well, we could end up with a very similar scoreline going into the second map.
And I was talking about before we ended off that NRG needs to focus on resetting themselves mentally, because it's so hard coming back from a map 1 loss where it starts out okay and then you just deflate over the next like 10-15 rounds. Then you have to go out and say that's where a mental coach, for example, like ASTRO is sadly of course also eliminated now, but that's where a mental coach and a general coach just comes into play and says, okay, gives you all the tools you need to reset yourself and go into the next match with all that stuff that's just behind you. That doesn't matter anymore. Now you have to focus on what's at hand. And that's something that a lot of CS players struggle with, this thing that they always keep the mistakes from map 1 in the back of their head when they go to map 2. And you should just of course not disregard them, because of course you made mistakes, you should fix that. But the focus should be on the next map and what you're going to do and how you're going to be better and how you're going to win, instead of thinking about all the stuff you did wrong in map 1.
The other problem here, too, for NRG is going to be, now they have to figure out how to play against this, like, seemingly random play style that Godsent is bringing to the table, and that they never really know, like, what exactly is going to happen in the run. They don't know, you know, if, first of all, if Godsent are going to try to push them, specifically talking about Godsent on the CT side, they don't know where they're going to push them from, they don't know when they're going to push them, so they have to try and figure out and analyze this and find some sort of a pattern with it, but it's very hard to do that because of the fact that everything happens so quickly most of the time. You're not really going to have an opportunity to analyze all that. This is where like a good IGL would be able to come in and help out with these things, but it just seems like it's too chaotic for NRG to handle this point, and just led to them slowly deteriorating over the course of that match. Yeah,
it's going to be a tough one for NRG, and of course, they're always up for the challenge. They always want to go in and compete because they have some very competitive players on that team, but it's going to be tough for them going into this second map. Godsent definitely looking like clear favorites for this one, and they're getting ready. They're getting monstered up, ready to go.
The other problem here, too, is going to be just actually countering out some of the bigger players from Godsent.
Yeah.
When you look at, let's just talk about Disco Doppelin for one. The crazy one-tap that he pulled off in the 1v2. One round before that, he pulled off a 1v3. So just simple situations like that where NRG should absolutely be winning him. Because you look at the positions from both that 1v2 and the 1v3, and it really doesn't seem like Disco Doppelin should have really been able to win either of those clutches there. But he does it because of mistakes from NRG mainly, where they push out at the wrong time, they place the wrong people in the wrong positions, and then the last guy's not able to, complete the frag, or things like they lose track of where Disco Doppelin is on the second clutch in that 1v2. So it gets turned into a 1v1 basically because Dapp doesn't realize what's happening. He has his back turn, and he gets the first kill in the clutch for free, and then obviously gets that crazy one tap that you guys might or might not have been able to see back in the first map there. Yeah. But things like this really shouldn't be happening that consistently.
No, yeah, and that's why we always talk about behind every great player there's a great mistake being made by the other team, and that's how it is, and that's how it was for Disco Dopplin's plays there. Apart from the one tap, which was just straight out disgusting, the 1v3 that he did, that came on the back of multiple mistakes being made from NRG. So that's definitely something they got to work on as we're now moving into Mirage, this second map in this best-of-3 elimination game. Can NRG step back up? Definitely looking at both Dabs and Peter for this one. Players that can step up, players that can be on top of that scoreboard, that can affect the game heavily in the positive way. They have not done that yet, and they need to do that in order to match up against Godsent, who are proving to be a good team right now.
All right, well, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. NRG is going to start off on the T side here, Godsent on the CT side. Remember what I said before? So far today, every single pistol round has been won by the team on the CT side, and we've already played this map once too. So I'm curious to see if that pattern is going to continue, or if we can finally have a T-sided victor. Good start here for ANJ. Dozin is able to take down Twist. All right, they've got mid control. They have players ready in apartments to push into the B-bomb site. Now we need to see them execute. Lecter is here to try and counter it out, but he goes down. Breeze is the one to pick up that kill, and that's great control of the site being maintained. Only 3 players left over on the CT side.
See ANJ and his buddies taking over the side, and now it's pretty much a full retake. 2 players retaking from short from Godsent, and 1 coming into market. Dabs here with the Glock double setup, get the revenge frag. Can't challenge the second one, he gets that done as well, and Dab steps up, gets a double on short. Breeze coming into the bomb side, and ANJ with the opening in mid. Very nice and clean pistol round coming up for NRG there. That's a good start. That's exactly what they need to build up that confidence. Once again, as I said on Inferno, they have to watch out for that force buy, that aggressiveness that can come out, those close quarter combat battles that pretty much Godsent could just throw at them because their aim is so good. They have to watch out and not be reset now.
So this is the same as the first map here, where NRG also started off with an advantage, but nicely found from Pronex. Just clotheslines Fugly the second he comes out into the open. nicely picked off there. They've got a nice little advantage to work off of. And his gun is forfeit as a result of that one. So Twist, as you can see, is going to get a nice little upgrade to a Galil.
And you can see by the fact that they're very scared of Godsent's force up here because they have 3 AKs and a Galil. They had a Galil, of course, now gone thanks to that deagle shot. And that just shows that, okay, they know this is a big danger. They cannot just buy, let's say, Mac 10s or UMP 45s. They have to stack up completely and take long-range duels. And yeah, they're giving Godsent a lot of respect. Let's see if it works out.
I give it to Disco Doplin too, as you can see. So it's a very dangerous player to upgrade to a rifle, as he only had a P250 previously. NRG going to tip the boost in. This should work out for NRG. Hold on, though. This is going to be a little bit tricky, but there you go. Disco Doplin actually ends up finding it there. You look back in the right direction just in time to find Peter. So now they're down 2. Literally 0 damage being traded out to the other side so far.
It's not a good start for NRG coming into this force here, or the spy. 3 AK still alive though. Breeze coming in, taking out the first one. That's Disco Doplin down. That's the Galil as well.
Yeah.
They can hold that, make sure the CTs don't grab that. In the meanwhile, Dabs is making his way in. Nice little fake jumping down now. Surely Dabs is not going to check the corner where Lekro currently is. And he's going to get that kill for free. Now bomb down as well. This is very important. Lekro in a perfect position. Lekro can now shut this down. But Breeze is making a work of it. Nice job from him.
Still a chance for Twist to clutch it, of course, as now they have to force the plants. That's going to let Twist move out onto the site. He's going to be careful on that cross. Due to the players at Arches, and without any armor, his life will be forfeit in the opener right there. Great setup to win what was set up to be a 3v2 there in the favor of Godsent. Just the positioning was a little bit off when they actually took the fight, so they didn't really set up that well for trades when one of the two sitting closer to the site itself ended up going down, and that eventually led to their downfall, which has now let NRG pick up the second round and kind of recover there. But, I mean, obviously, Godsent's going to be happy with the result of that round with the amount of damage that they did.
Oh, yeah. Breeze, though, coming in with a nice little 3K there. Very important to get him started as well. ANJ, full setup. Breeze lacking utility, and Dabs with full utility, but only with a Mac 10. Push coming out towards mid. Breeze has to watch out. He gets 2. Third one as well. Very nice.
Nice little kill count addition there for him. Even gets the 4th before finally going down to Disco Doplin. And Disco trying to go for one more. He got close on Dabs. Was not able to complete the frag, though, so ANJ takes him out. And there's the 3rd for NRG.
That was a little smile on Dabs' lips. That's nice. That's what they need. They need to be having fun. You saw on the Godsent side during that first map, they were all smiling at almost all points, even when they were down. Just having fun with it, and that's a very, very important thing coming in. Not only the confidence, but also not taking everything incredibly seriously. You're still able to feel like, okay, we can always come back if you kind of believe in yourself and just have fun with it.
So into the first gun round, this is where Godsent started to crawl back a little bit, of course. NRG still was able to pick up a few rounds before Godsent really took control, but now they should already have a general idea of how to play against Godsent's, or excuse me, NRG's T side. So we'll see how this initial gun run goes. Very light defense on the A-bomb site. Initially a great flash and affected Breeze, but still was able to pick up the kill. Disco Doplin trading it back out, but then Fugly, along with ANJ, also picking up 1. There's nades going back and forth between both these teams, as Fugly, along with Disco, picking up kills with HEs in that situation. Putting this into a 4v3, but in the favor of NRG currently.
Taking control towards CT. 2 CTs there, but Lekro catching that one. ANJ off guard. Dabs now close range. Oh, he gives away his position. Tries to pre-fire, but taps him out. Goes for the Glock. Gets him as well. Dabs with a double. And now Disco Doplin. 1v3.
Can you do this again, Disco? Probably not, but we'll see. He gets 1 kill, but then goes down properly afterwards to Fugly. So it's NRG to take control of the initial gun round here.
Oh, nice.
They get to keep it consistent this time, pushing up past 3, going to 4 here now, and putting Godsent into the cycle.
Oh, that's a dangerous miss there. And now Glock coming out, Twist taking out that AWP, did no damage. Dabs, of course, the in-game leader of NRG, forcing Godsent onto a pistol buy.
They're going to get aggressive with this pistol buy, though. Haven't revealed it yet. But a lot of players pushing up over here towards the ramp, or Daps is going to be waiting with the Mac 10. Trying to get some bonus cash. This would be a great opportunity to do it. He does need to be careful against guns like the 5.7, though. And yeah, he knows something's coming. It's completely blinded by that flashbang, but he's still able to fall back appropriately enough. Getting himself out of the danger zone there and keeping himself alive.
A secondary flashbang coming in now.
Oh, nice flash. Didn't see that one coming at all. Thankfully, he has Fugly inside of the palace as support, and he's going to get both of those kills, so that kills both of the aggressors trying to push out from the ramp there, and NRG should be safe to go back to whatever their original plan was now.
Let's see. Setting up. Making sure that no CTs can push them. Holding in mid control as well, and now rotating back to get that bomb down. Probably an A split coming in here with mid control as well. Actually, only Breeze right now being left alone in mid. The rest of the guys are going to take A bomb site from Ramp and Palace. And only 3 players left on that CT side. Very careful with this NRG. They don't want to leave anything up to Janster because they know how dangerous Godsent pistols can be.
NRG is swinging right up through Ramp here now. Pronax still waits inside of the Palace, and Rotis will pretty quickly move their way over from the B-bomb site for the other 2 players. I doubt they're going to be able to completely stop NRG here and pull off the retake, but at the very least, they might be able to do a little bit of damage to the economy again like they did a few rounds back. There's Peter taking down Lekro, ANJ with the second, and Pronax now is the last man alive. They are looking for him. It doesn't look like they suspect him inside of Palace at all currently.
And now he's spotted.
Oh, now he's been spotted, so that's pretty much going to kill it. Yeah, he even knows that. He's backing up as he knows he's going to get chased in a second here.
Yeah, he's dead. As soon as he comes out, tries to hit a nice B-hop, but doesn't matter in the end. Fuckless shuts him down, and that's 5th round in a row. 5-0 for NRG here. Good start for them, but now this is the danger zone they're entering right now because Godsent are on a full buy. They have an AWP on Twist. They have full utility. Second buy of this map here, and Godsent now, what can they bring to this full utility setup as well? As I said, 3 Molotovs on that CT side.
Yeah, Twist specifically has been incredibly quiet so far, so definitely looking to see a little bit more impact from him as he was the big player in a lot of the more even team fights throughout the course of the last match here. Disco, Pronax, and Disco again, all just shutting this down the entire hit, and it's a complete reversal. It was looking like it was all energy in control, and all of a sudden it's gone the other way. Godsent really don't even have to do much. They just sit in standard positions on the A bomb site and completely shut out the hit from energy.
Yeah, that was not the best of rounds coming in for energy. Godsent just relying on their aim and shutting them down completely. Pronax in sandwich position, taking down a couple of frags, and Disco Doblin. Actually, it was Disco Doblin taking them down, but they played a nice double there. Pronax and Disco on that A-bomb side, just making sure that whatever NRG threw at them, they just shot it down. NRG didn't really get it into a point where they could use all their utility and kind of use the Molotov to flush CTs out. They just went into the side and hoped to use their utility after they've gotten control of the bomb site, and that's a very dangerous way of going and just believing that you can get the bomb site for free. And it did not pay off for them. They got punished.
Smoke's going to block off the perspective of the bumper from NRG. Peter, for the time being, and ANJ also looking out to make sure nobody tries to push through underpass. It's going to be a little bit dangerous if Disco tries to look in there and attempts to go for it. So he's going to want to be careful about the way he plays towards this. And as a T-Smoke comes out to allow them to take top mid control, we also have Molotov moving back in, and Twist had a seemingly easy op shot to hit on the cross, but missed the flick.
Yeah, uncharacteristic miss from Twist there. Disco Doblin tried to stay close. Does not get anything out of it. 1-2 terrace play in that underpass area as well. Breeze on top of mid. Bomb rotating towards to B apartments. No, he's gone all the way back to T-spawn, so signaling another A split coming in. Probably with more focus on the mid as they currently have 2 players towards that. 1 player still towards B who can rotate through underpass as well and get that boost in.
Everyone from Godsent primarily flooded over towards mid there to counteract the pressure. NRG themselves still looking good, trying to figure out where exactly they want to take this bomb towards, but it looks like you're right in that they're going to try to A-split this while only really having 1 player in connector. The site itself is relatively open, but there's Twist catching out the first guy. Pronax is kind of exposed to the connector player when he moves in, and that's exactly who's going to take him down, is ANJ. He follows it through, knocking out Disco Doblin. The only 3 alive for the CT side, and Twist, well, taking a risk here, going for that option. He does reveal himself a little bit early, and ANJ stuck in the corner, gets the volley out into the open. That's going to force Pit out, but there's no one to additionally, actually, no, excuse me. Breeze is able to move forward, taking him down, and, well, down will go. Player here, but the trade comes back in. Lekro saving his teammate, knocking out Breeze.
It's planted for short, and Peter has the op. Or it might not be completely planted, though.
He was going to rotate away a second ago, but the problem is the smoke was fading away. Now Lekro gets that kill.
Yeah.
But Peter, oh my goodness, no. He missed that shot. He got him off the defuse, though, and now he can re-peek it and shut it down to give NRG their 5th round and reset the losing bonus from Godsent, more importantly.
It's very nice when you have that plan, you know, that the CTs have spent all their utility trying to get the retake in, and you can just place an op towards short, get that planned in. If they don't have a smoke, there's absolutely no way that you're going to lose that as a terrace play. Nice entries coming in from ANJ. Double kill coming in. Could have had a triple as well, but decided to pull out the Molotov at a very unlucky timing. Now full buy from Godsent once more. Lacking a bit of utility. Lacking a bit of smokes, actually. Only 1 smoke left now. This is going to be hard for them to hold.
Supposed to get another shot. Also late to spot that player trying to push out from the smoke here. But there's a lot of support in mid again. Just like the last round, everybody from Godsent immediately floods over here towards mid, and Breeze almost burning out to that molly completely. Ends up with 60 HP when he finally puts the smoke on the ground. He does have to whiff that smoke as a result of it, but they have plenty of mollies still on that T side. Just a few smokes remain, however, for their actual execute. But with 4 mollies, that's not too much of an issue.
Yeah, only 1 molly on that CT side and then a couple of flashbangs. So the CTs will have to rely almost exclusively on their firepower to hold off this push that's going to be coming in from NRG in, let's say, about 30 seconds probably. And they have a lot of utility they can throw towards the bomb site. They're going to use the Molotov to clear at the most common angles for the CTs, but Lekro is in a very uncommon angle right now.
And Lekro chooses to dip down from it, not wanting to take contest under the players crossing the window just yet. So wait till they're actually outside so we can take more of an even skirmish here.
This could be the fake, but no, they're going towards underpass. There's a very slow B take coming in from NRG. I'm not sure if I like it, but they're going to split it through short, so hopefully it's going to work out. But already 3 CCs on that bomb site. They waited too long.
Control this one. They don't have the communication down pats. This is going to get messy here. Peter sneaking in so many frags. Lekro trying to stay alive. The rotations are so far away. That's the other problem about this one. So as Lekro goes down, yes, it's still even. It's in a 2v2. But only just now are the other 2 players arriving to this bomb site, and they had to be relatively loud as they had no time to waste on sneaking up to this site itself. So Disco Dolphin specifically dancing with death here. He's got to be very careful of players pushing him from the door. Watching out for regression from the window too. Peter, great timing to find Pronax inside of the window itself right there. And now Disco going to be trying to clutch this out, but not going to happen. Fugly locks him inside of the market and make sure that NRG take control of this round, putting them up to 7 now.
Very nice round coming in from Peter. Pretty much his 3K with the AWP there was saved their entire bomb site. Because there were 3 CCs on that bomb site already. Technically, they should have control and be able to hold that, but Peter comes in with double frag to open that side up, and then they pretty much get it for free, and he can lock down with the final one. And NRG on 7-1 right now. Godsent forced into pistol and UMP, so this is looking okay if you're an NRG fan.
Nice flash against the NJ, but he was able to retreat quickly enough to keep himself alive. Fugly also picked up an early kill on Twist too. So things are looking brilliant for NRG right now, as they have great control on this T side over what Godsent have done so far. Pulled back on their aggression quite a bit, but it seems to have impacted them quite negatively, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. And that's the thing, you can, if you're in a situation that Godsent are, I don't think you can give any opponent like too much or too little respect, because you just have to push out and play aggressively and play to your own strength, which right now is not strategical. So they have to play on the aim. And that's where the aggressiveness comes in. And if you kind of let that go for a bit, I think it's going to be hard to get any form of advantage over NRG, because they're going to be more structured. You can't really beat them at the structure game, because that's just not going to happen. They're actually a team with 5 players, while Godsent with 1 stand-in.
The other problem for Godsent too is they can't really get as aggressive on this map, just because it becomes way riskier than it does on a map like Inferno, where you kind of have areas that are designated as places to get aggressive as a CT. You don't really have that much liberty here on a map like Mirage. So again, they're going to try to take these fights. Pit getting 1 kill, but then goes down to Fugly. Nicely done on the molly here. It's going to push Lekro into the corner, and I think he's going to end up burning back out. He does actually swing upstairs and get 1 kill. It's only that one, however. Fugly trades him out a second later. Pronax trying to sneak in one for the deagle on the steps, but he's spotted out by Breeze. And okay, Disco Doppelin with 2 kills seemingly from nowhere. All of a sudden, this is a 1v1. He's clutched these out before. Is he going to get another 1v3? Has the flashbang to support, now picking up an AK, but no! Breeze denies it at the last second, and NRG will win it this time as they go up 8-1 here.
That was very close for Disco Doppelin. Having the chance to clutch a 1v3 with only a 5-7 in hand is pretty much amazing. But luckily for NRG, he got shut down in the end by Breeze. And Breeze has had a pretty good game so far, in my opinion, coming in for NRG here, locking down that frag. 8-1, full pistol setup for Godsent. Should be very easy to handle for NRG, but we've seen them come back before with pistols only, Godsent.
So Godsent are going to end up on a pretty light buy now in this round here. Not a whole lot of firepower, unfortunately, for the CT side this time, so that's good for NRG to try and push up, gain even more of a lead. But they're taking their time. They're still continuing to play this slowly over on the T side for this map. But Godsent's not really going to oblige that. They are going to try to get a little bit more aggressive here, pushing down the T ramp. They overwhelm 1 player. That's Dap's gone down, but it's only going to serve as a signal light for everybody to push over towards B, where the site is basically open for the taking.
See AJ making his way in towards B. They're clearing the side right now. Bomb is still dropped, so they have to get that if they want the round, or at least they can just kill all the CTs, and it's working out so far for them. 2 kills down, Traded 2 for 1, and all the CTs are rotating now towards B because they know that there's no one there. And the terrorist could have taken control over that area. Breathe now in a very nice position. Kind of spot at least one of the players, but now he's in trouble. Secondary terrorist or counter terrorist coming in there. That's Pith taking him out with the AK-47. Now 2v3, 1 AK on Pith. This could happen.
Trying to swing back in, but nope, he's going to be shut out by ANJ, leaving just Pronax alive, and now there's a smoke in his way too, so it's going to make it even worse. 30 seconds left as well. So time getting a little bit low for him. Tries to go for that final frag against ANJ, but it doesn't happen. He holds the line, picks up the 3K on the round, and NRG with a dominating lead here now. About to push into double digits, whereas Godsent still only has a single round to show for this map so far. Yeah,
it's looking quite nice for them. Twist definitely needs to step up, sitting on 2 frags to 9 deaths. It's a very different Twist than what we saw in map 1. It's going all over the place with the AWP. Disco Goblin still, of course, on top of the scoreboard as one could expect. Pith secondary in 6 frags, but yeah, that T side of NRG looking good.
Now they need to be able to make sure that they continue this pattern. As NRG's still going to want to try and make sure that they have a huge lead coming off this T side so that they can make sure that there's no chance at all for Godsent to make a comeback. That's probably going to be one of the best ways for NRG to be able to steal a map here and take this over to the 3rd and final map of the set. Twist goes looking early on, but I believe that's his own smoke that ends up blocking off the pathway, so not going to be able to get as clean a vision into that area of the map. However, NRG doesn't seem to care too much. They are going to back up in the B halls, with one exception from ANJ taking control of Underpass. Now the other 4 are going to be grouping up towards Palace and Team Ramp to make another straightforward attempt into the A-bomb site.
Flash coming out towards middle. Godsent not catching anyone off guard. All situated towards A-Ramp and Palace. And then one of the players going to wrap through connector. Twist could be caught off guard if he misses up the timing. Nope, the terrorist is not going to push in just yet. Playing it very passively, also almost like a lurk roll, but Pronax on the bomb side shutting things down. Breeze coming in with a frag though. ANJ, here's the lurk. 1, not 2, and now it's 2v3. Peter and Breeze. Bomb's gonna go down.
Breeze is being left out to dry there by Peter as well.
Yeah.
So the bomb goes onto the ground. Peter legs the player that killed his teammate. Not enough for the kill just yet, but now smoke is gonna go over top of the bomb. This player can try to sneak in a little bit better, and Peter tries to flick. Won't pan out though. And finally, there's gonna be another round up on the board for Godsent. 9-2 here.
It seemed, once again, that the communication was a bit off. Also, the timings. ANJ's lurk came in maybe 2 or 3 seconds too late, and the bomb got down, and Peter wasn't ready to handle that aggression coming in from CT. So it seems like they're missing the last 10% when it comes to big buy rounds, NRG. And while they're up 9-2, that's all good and well. We saw how easily Godsent can come back into a game. So NRG have to make 100% sure that everything is on point going into the next couple of rounds. They definitely want to come out with a 13-2. They have the opportunity right now, but now double up set up on that CT side. Twist and Electro, who has been very quiet in this game so far. Breeze opens up.
Everyone from NRG now trying to flood into that A-bomb site, same as the previous rounds before. Twist still hunting with the up through the smoke as well, but not finding much at this point, as they have been denied pretty much any vision up onto that bomb site itself. However, Breeze spends way too much time trying to check out utility. Thankfully, ANJ and one more teammate were sitting behind the barrels. They're going to be able to quickly trade that back out, keeping things under the control of NRG. And now potentially Godsent are going to be looking at a reset economy here too, which is not something they want to have to deal with this late in the half here. So they're going to go for this one. They're going to try to retake it. Lekra with 1. Molly going to block their path, but a nice nade actually takes down ANJ. Makes that Molly a bit of a moot point. Now both the remaining T players are sitting stuck over here behind the T ramp. They can't really safely peek out from it without risking their own lives. They jumped onto that bomb to start the defuse. Fugly kills the player on steps. They're well on their way to that defuse, and with Lekra taking him down, it's going to be Godsent that are just able to clutch it out as they take control of a 3rd.
This becomes dangerous now. NRG at a point where they can't get a full buy together. They can do a force buy if they want, but I don't think that's in the card for them. With Peter on 2700. Oh, okay. Peter's going to be just on a pistol.
Yeah, Fugly can buy down a little bit more since he had the extra cash, I think.
So next round is going to be interesting. This one is pretty weird as well. They have a good bunch of utilities, so they could definitely set up and execute here with 4 smokes and an army of flashbangs. And then Fugly to open things up with that UMP 45. But getting shut down by Pith. Former NRP player stepping up to the plate. Getting 1, 2, not a 3rd. AJ shuts him down with the Tech 9.
So now 4v3 situation here. After AJ take out Pith. Lekra, though, with an addition to his own team's kill counter, brings Fugly down very low. And there's a quick cleanup for the rest of the Godsent there. They're well on their way to coming back here now. After a very, very slow start, up 9-1 for NRG. Godsent now had their own little bit of a streak here. They've got 4 rounds on the board so far, with the potential to run it up to 6-9.
Now NRG with, yeah, their economy is a bit split now. They get it evened out a bit with Deagles for everyone, but 2 of the players could actually do a full buy in this round. 2 of them could definitely not, so dropping a few Deagles, just going for it this time around. Breeze definitely dangerous with that Deagle.
You're going hunting with some kills too on the Deagle himself. So there's a deco round for the entire roster of NRG.
This feels like Counter-Strike Source.
Yeah.
Especially if it win this one, then it definitely feels like Counter-Strike Source.
Well, we've seen it before. So don't want to discount that possibility. Things remain slow though. Pronex, it's sneaky. Just as his opponent was reloading, stuck inside of the ramp, and just knocks out Breezy nice and easy. ANJ, though, is being given a very dangerous amount of control over Connector, and it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of players currently trying to pay attention to it currently. Lekr has almost all of his focus on Cat, waiting for an energy play to swing most of their roster over in this direction. But oh, nicely spotted by Twist, just catches the backside of ANJ. He's able to take him down. There's another head peeking its way up. There's Peter gone down. Only 2 remain on this T side, and they really don't have a lot of control to bargain to actually win this situation. Twist, or Daps, excuse me, the last one standing, and he is going to be eliminated by Twist himself, putting Godsent up to 5 as we head into the final round of the half.
Once again, very nice all-round coming in from Twist. It was a bit quiet in the beginning of this first half of Mirage, but now stepped up to the plate. Got a few off-frags now, around about 15 incoming. And if you look back at it and think about, okay, NRG had the opportunity of going 12 or 13-2 because they were up 9-2, and now Godsent 3 rounds in a row coming into this last buy round. Have the money for a double up setup. Pretty much got everything on lockdown. NRG needs something special to force this last round of the first half to go their way.
Well, for right now, things again remain very slow across the map. NRG looking to line up their hit. And it is looking like they could take this in either direction. No decision being made. They just split up into a default in there for the most part, avoiding any mid-contention. The problem is, though, is that by remaining so passive, it has let additional players from Godsent push in. And now you've seen the result of that. ANJ getting tagged early on. He's down to 52 HP. CT's over in the A-bomb site making a lot of noise, though, so that's going to be pretty decent intel being given to this 4-man group from NRG getting ready to push into this site. It's actually going to be a 5-man group, excuse me. One's just split off inside of the palace here. Now, Molotov goes down, but just before it hits the ground, Fugly is able to spray into a kill, knocking out Pronex, giving them an early advantage. He took heavy damage from it, though, so he can no longer go through that Molotov. He has to wait for it to expire or wrap around and work with his teammates and now start to push back out. And as they move back in, well, Twist is going to get one. Disco Doppelin finally pushes into the open. He's only available for 1 frag, and Twist misses his flick, lets his opponent get back behind coverage. Breeze has got to go on a little bit of a mission to find the bomb, however, but he's going to get more aggressive. He's going to try to push forward, looking for additional CTs, but couldn't locate anybody on that initial peak. So now he's been pushed back. Peter is going to get aggressive too. Quick flick from him, it'll miss. And now he's lost Breeze. So it's just him along with Fugly, who's already extremely low here. Peter knocked out of this one. Fugly giving away his position, and there's going to be the push from Twist to close it out. So Godsent with a beautiful comeback as they close out the majority of the portion of that half there. And they're bringing it back to 6-9 after they were down 9-1 at one point.
Yeah. That was a real nice comeback coming in from Godsent. Definitely got themselves locked in on that CT side. Now they're going to switch it over. And NRG will be on the CT side. Godsent now can control the pace of the game. That's where things get interesting, when Godsent can go wherever they want to go and push all the angles, use all their aggressive plays. Definitely get those entries as well. That's something that they really excel at. And NRG, they're pressured right now. They're in a tough position as we move into the second half here. If they lose Mirage, they're out of the tournament. Need to grab a couple more rounds here. 7 to be exact.
We've seen a much better performance from Breeze so far in this match. She came in with some really big star power. The problem is that there are still some of those big stars lagging behind, like Peter. Really haven't seen a whole lot of them so far in this match. I think
he had, in my opinion, he had one really good round in this first half. And if he could try and emulate that and get that result in a couple more times, then potentially he could come back into the game. But so far it hasn't been up to par of his usual level, because the reason that we're saying all this is because Peter is not a bad player at all. Like, when they played the online portion of the last Pro League, he was insane. He was one of the top fraggers at all points, and that's why we expect a lot more of him than he's currently delivering.
No, the problem is that he just always has trouble translating that play to land. It's always been his issue. He's showing that here. He had a pretty good match yesterday, actually. I think it was top fragging for his team there, but he's kind of lost that going into this map. So once again, back into the pistol. Very important one for Godsent. If they do drop this one, that's going to let NRG just shoot back ahead, and all that work that Godsent did to come back towards the end of the half is going to be made a little bit irrelevant, as they still will have to do even more work once the gun rounds begin. At that point, the third map is looking very likely. Beautiful shots from Breeze at super long distance, just deleting players from Godsent left and right, and there's the fourth kill. Breeze getting another one. Lekr tries to turn it around, but he's left alone. Definitely can't pull that one off in a 1v3, just out in mid, let alone the 1v5 that he'd have to pull off. So Breeze just takes it oh so casually and dominates the pistol round in the second half.
The statistic lives on. CT side pistol.
Well, no, because they won the last pistol.
Oh, that's
on
true.
T-side.
But it's still a pretty good statistic.
Yeah, it's so it'll be 7-8, you know, going by the CT side.
Very nice. Breeze, of course, as you said, long range USP. That's where that gun really excels. Glock also good, but better close range. So, oh, okay, here we go. Peter and Breeze both shutting down. No chance for the Deagles there. Catching another player with his knife out. That's Pith going down. And now Pronax and Lekr all bought into this one. Getting those Deagles, most of them with armor as well. But they're not getting anything out of this. Dabs towards B here. Takes a bit of damage. Pronax moving in.
Like we're seeing here from NRG. This aggression weighed out very well. It's kind of taking a page out of the Godsent book from back over on Inferno there. It's worked out beautifully to deny any chance of an upset from Godsent this time. Pronax is still working to try and pick up a few headshots, but he gets jumping headshotted himself by Daps. And now Lekr in a moment, he's going to get flanked out. Ooh, unfortunate. It's a little bit longer than maybe AJ expected, but does get the kill. It's almost a team ace, too. Unfortunately, Fugly, I think, misses out on an opportunity to find one, so he's not going to be able to get that one extra kill. But regardless, NRG push up to 11 now, and with one more round in their favor, they are potentially going to be doubling the scoreline of what Godsent currently have.
Definitely an opportunity here. With only Glocks. I want P250, of course, as I say that, being purchased by Lekr. And they're going for the straight on rush B, boys. Let's see if they're gonna, yeah, okay, they're gonna all in. They're not even gonna rotate in to connector or to underpass and go towards mid. Gonna be locked down surely here by the utility of NRG. There's no way.
Dodging the initial HE grenade, and now the Molotov getting in their way too, so this is gonna be rough if Godsent do still try to go for this. More than likely they'll just get completely destroyed as soon as they try to go through the apartments themselves. So it's a smart call from Godsent. They do decide to actually fall back and reposition here. I'll think of another strat to try and utilize to win out this round.
See, Breeze coming in with the first one towards mid. Silent then 4 also very good on long range. AJ with the FAMAS, and they're just locking down Pronax. And Godsent, they don't have a lot to do in this round, let's be honest. Pushing out mid here, trying to go for the triple peak at the same time, but it's not working out. Last player surely goes down now to the USPS of Fugly, and that's going to be 12 rounds on the board. And only 4 away now, NRG, of taking map 2 here.
Something good for them. Trying to take this 1-1 now. So for Godsent, the pressure's set against them. They have to start winning out these rounds from this point forward. They really can't afford to drop too many additional rounds, otherwise NRG's going to take too strong of control. And regardless of the comeback that Godsent meant at that point, it's there's always going to be that inkling that NRG would be able to just win out 1 or 2 more and then close out the map itself. So we'll see what Godsent are going to try to do, and at the moment it's looking very straightforward. Lekr already trying to push himself to the apartments, hoping that the spray onto the van position would catch a player, but not the case this time. The CTs had already fallen back from that spot, so there's not going to be anyone close to it.
See Pronax just awaiting, holding an angle. NJ, there is always an opportunity of someone pushing towards that angle. Breeze getting shut down though. Disco Doppler taking yet another frag, and if he can go back to the winning ways he had on Inferno, that's a very dangerous thing coming out for NRG. Disco Doppler clutch matched on that last map. But already now, 5v4, and with Dabs only on an MP9, technically a 5v3. But of course, this is the bonus round here. They had at least 2 players with not optimal weaponry, so definitely have the money to reinvest into the next one in NRG if they lose this one.
everyone else from Godsent finally starting to group up inside of the apartments and getting ready to go for this push regardless. Over onto the site. More support is going to be moving in from the energy side of things. They are down a player here, of course. Problem is they didn't gamble the stack at all. They split it evenly in 2-2, so they're taking a big risk on it, but nobody's paying attention to that, so Dap's able to multi-frag. Peter now with the third kill, leaves only 2 alive from this T-side. Twist able to cut off Peter and prevent Pit from going down. That evens the score back down into a 2v2. Luckily trying to be very, very careful with his own push that he can sneak in and get a nice clean kill. And in fact, he does pick it up, so it's all on Pit. But Pit gets one, trying to go for the second, and he's going to claim it. So Godsent take control of the initial gun round here. And they're going to start this comeback, but they've got a long way to go.
They definitely do 7-12 now. Nice play coming out of Pith. Of course, the standing in the place of Snyder, who usually plays with Godsent, not able to make it to this tournament. And Twist now with an interesting buy because he's going to go for the scout here. Already doing damage. Breeze down to 30. Good start from him. On the CT side of things, Peter, of course, with the op in mid as well. Going to be hard to counter him. They need to use their utility. They've done so, smoking off the top part of mid. And now, slowly but surely, going for a bit of mid control here at the C side.
Well, still has to find that initial pick, unfortunately. As you mentioned, they did get a little bit of damage going on to Breeze, bringing him down relatively low. But we still need to see that actual opening frag here. We're just going to let Godsent continue to play around with the map as much as they want. So mid control is theirs. They managed to get that. They still need to be careful, though.
Let's have a look. Setting up slowly but surely towards this B push. Have control of mid. Have a guy in that window as well. Pith holding the angle. The bomb is still towards B apartments, but Dabs is on the side. Fockley is ready. They have Breeze ready for the rotate in. He's in market right now, so this is as close to an optimal hold as NRG can come.
Once they start to push back in now. More players on the CT side, unfortunately, starting to fall. Peter hoping to keep the dream alive here a little bit as Breezy also jumping out into the open, but unfortunately for the Godsent guys, they can't seem to make it happen. And Twist just going to let okay. Breezy's just going to let that plan happen, apparently. So Twist now set up to try and clutch this 1v3. A little unlikely. Lines up 2 right there, though, and now into the 1v1. He fails to catch ANJ moving into the apartment, so he at the very least will be able to clutch out that singular 1v1 there. But that was looking dangerous for a second if ANJ decided to come out to the market or even the other direction on Cat.
I was getting very scared for a second there, NRG. First of all, allowing the plan, just allowing them free money, basically. Then secondly, peeking the same angle, basically lining up for the terrorist. But luckily, ANJ with the timing came in straight in the back of the terrorist and secured that round. 13-7, NRG up. Godsent forced into another eco. And yeah, NRG, they're surely going to go on 14 and probably also going to take this map here. And going to be an interesting story as we move on to map 3 in this best of 3. Mirage, secondary. Selekro is trying his luck with the deagle, but he's going to be shut down through the wall. Fockley takes him out, and that's kind of the story for this round, in my opinion. I don't think Godsent has a lot to do in these full eco rounds unless they go together.
Yeah,
it's very hard for them to come in and do something against the fully bought up NRG.
Just so many resets against Godsent too that they've constantly had to deal with throughout the course of this map that it's just messed up their economy too much. And okay, see they're having a little bit of fun there, of course.
Disco Doblin has done it before. Let's see if he can come in and cause some havoc toward the A-bomb site.
It's going to be the only eye on him, though. Both of the the defenders here are going to be focused up over towards the site, but ANJ also has a position over towards Ticket. Breeze will swing back in to take down Twist, and there you go. Most of the striking force has already been eliminated here. Pit's going to try to sneak in, see if he can get anyone else. He's the only one left alive here now. Casual one-tap, of course, and he's also got the op in hand, but not going to be able to continue that rampage there. Breeze takes him down, and NRG just 2 rounds away from claiming map number 2.
All right. Let's have a look at the replays here. That was the first frag of the round. The nice spray through the wall, Fockley taking out Red Crow. And now in a situation where, as you said, NRG 2 rounds away and effectively 1 buy round away, because if Godsent does not get this buy round here, they're going to be forced on a pistol force. That means Tech 9s and maybe a bit of utility, but Pronax comes in, takes down A&J. Nice opening into this round. They definitely need this to stay in the game. Breeze now close range, locking down that A ramp.
Nice frag coming out there early on. A little bit of aggression finally showing up for the Godsent roster and working out for those guys. So now just carry it through. And have to be able to win out a round with it. Multiple rounds, actually. They're still pretty far behind NRG here. So we've got a lot of work to do before we can really call this match a lot more even. Since NRG still have the penultimate advantage to work off of here.
Breeze is in the back corner of that side. Getting ready if the Terrors want to push in. Pronax, former major champion, trying to make his way in towards the bomb site. He's just hold the angle. Right now he's waiting for Lekro to do the opening here. And Lekro is just sneaking in. He's checking all the angles, clearing them, and in a second they're going to find out, okay, there's going to be one CT and one site. Definitely going to take out the CT player. And oh, Fugly takes him out. Pronax comes into the side though. Breeze goes down.
And now only one remains for the NRG side of things. Just Daps left alone in the middle, trying to survive. Trying to keep his own hopes and dreams rolling. But it's not looking good. At the best, he's going to be sitting back looking to save this rifle. And where does the rest of his team end up economically? They are pretty much broken, actually. So
yeah,
with Daps saving, they may be able to scrap some kind of a force together with the extra money sitting on like Fugly and A&J there. It definitely would be a little weak, and they'd have to contribute extra pistols to players like Peter and Breeze. But they could definitely attempt it. But it does rely on Daps staying alive here. If he dies out, then only two players can really fully confidently buy. It's probably not going to be too good in general for whatever group that has to be the play. Whatever group has to play with that.
NRG 14, 2 rounds away from taking this map. Denied once more. And Godsent now on 8 rounds. Pretty much halfway there.
Yeah.
And it's a long way. But let's see if they can do it. As you said, it's going to be a force up. Coming in from NRG, one of the players on that pistol, as you mentioned. And M4s for the rest. Decent utility as well, 3 kits. Not a bad setup. On the other side of things, Twist with the AWP spots a feed and at least gets a tag in. Holds a more defensive angle. They keep pushing the CT still. They have to accompany that with a good amount of pop flashes, and they do so. Terrorists not really going to make the most of it. Pronax once again lurking in here. Surely going to go through the smoke also.
Trying to find their entry point here. Peter looking to resist that, looking to immediately shut it down should they try to go through this portal. But time still rather plentiful currently for the Godsent roster. Finally, though, they do lose their first player. The hands of Peter as Pronax goes down early on here. He's going to get knocked out. 4 still remain for Godsent and a minute left of the clock. So judging from their more aggressive play style, they are going to have to go for the site take soon. I can already see them starting to move up over here through the apartments a little bit. Twist looking for that entry to get them into the bomb site, having a little bit of trouble locating it. But at the very least, going to get himself up close. Take the next fight. Fugly, he's going to be your focal player on the CT side. Daps goes down relatively early, so Fugly, he's next up to back, catching one. Saw more going through the apartments for sure. Just trying to lock down their locations, and in the meantime, Godsent unfortunately have not made much of an impact yet, but that's going to change with Lekro picking up that kill. Fugly again, trading one back. Spotted another one over here on ramp, or excuse me, on catwalk as well. Before he was able to take down that player, Twist found one more. Twist now alone in a 1v2. Tried to go for the no-scope, but couldn't find it, so NRG. And one more added to their counter. They're up at 15. Just one more needed, and they're going to take the second map.
Super nice 4K coming in on Fugly. 24 frags on him, 28 on Breeze. NRG, 1 round away from taking us to map 3 and staying alive in this elimination game. After map 1, I think most people counted them out, but they came back, mentally reset themselves, came back into Mirage and started dominating. Godsent on a force bite, easily shut down. First guy goes down, that's Twist to the op of Peter. Breeze locking one more down, and this is just a scattered A push, and it's not going to work out. I think this is the end of Mirage.
Yeah, only one player left alive here for Godsent, and he would have to clutch 1v5 to be able to win it out. It is Pronax as well, who's currently, I believe, still bottom fragging for the team. Yeah, he's It's 8, and the next highest player is 13 frags. So we'll see what he can do. This will definitely be the game changer if he can pull it off, but the flashbang, the Molotov, all trying to resist him pushing inside. Doesn't have the control of the bomb either, so that's the other thing. He has to skirmish just to get control of that going again. Player's gonna be waiting behind him on a flank. The second he pushes up the staircase too far, Daps is gonna spot him and has the potential to eliminate him right then and there. And claiming the second map is going to be NRG, ladies and gentlemen. 16-8 is going to be the final score of map 2, and now they tie it up at 1-1. This takes us to a third and final map to decide who gets to move on into the decider match and who gets to go home early.
Nice reset coming in from NRG there. And they're going to go into map 3 feeling very confident. Godsent on this side of things have to rethink, because unless they get a map like Inferno where they can play aggressive CT again, it's gonna be very hard. And if they even get like something like that, they still have to think about every single thing. They have to prepare, and I don't think they're in a position where they can have this short break and be ready for the next one, because let's be real, they're playing with Pith. He's not in their playbook, he's not in their strat book. It's going to be very hard, of course, and it is Cobble, so it's, yeah, I'm thinking NRG are going to grab this now. I think Godsent are out of it mentally.
We'll have to see, because like I said, I don't think Mirage was the best map to tailor to their kind of play style, and I think the Cobblestone is going to work towards that a lot better going over to that map. So we're going to have to see, of course, when we come back from a break, folks, so do stick around, and as soon as we do have that third map ready to go, we'll be bringing it right back to you.